Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the show. Dylan here. We have a major bombshell today about Judge Juan Merchan that you do not want to miss, all right? This sick judge just is now announced that he's going to be sentencing Trump before Inauguration Day. Trump's pissed, and essentially a lot of people are pissed that this judge, with everything going on right now, with what we just seen in Las Vegas, with what we just seen in New Orleans, after America voted for Trump, this man wants to cause more drama by now sentencing to Trump, which would make him a convicted felon. It would make him a convicted felon, so they could just slap it on Trump's name and say, oh, a convicted felon in office. I think it's their plan. Because remember, this judge donated money to the Stop Republicans campaign, resisting the Republican agenda, stopping Donald Trump. He donated his own personal money. So how is this judge unbiased? Right? Well, we're going to tune in to this major bombshell today about Judge Juan Merchan. Let's tune in, my friends. Let me know your thoughts on this one down below.
More legal drama for President-elect Trump as New York Judge Juan Merchan sets a sentencing date in that trial for January 10th. That's, of course, just days before Trump's inauguration.
Crazy.
The president-elect slamming that judge, who donated to Joe Biden, by the way, along with Democrats. This was in an interview with Fox Digital. Trump said, quote, "This is a political witch hunt by Biden and the DOJ. They want to see if they can get a pound of flesh because every case has failed." Fox News contributor and George Washington University law professor Jonathan Turley joins us this morning. Good to see you, Professor. You and I talked about this case on the radio yesterday. I understand Trump's upset about it. I think he's broadly angry that this case was brought in the first place. But in terms of this specific outcome from the judge and this sentencing that's coming, you don't necessarily think this is totally bad news from Trump's perspective. Why?
Well, first of all, it's been a remarkable change of events. This was portrayed as the virtual trial of the century.
Crazy.
And we're now looking at a unconditional discharge without any jail or probation. It's like marking down a hurricane down to passing flurries. I mean, it's quite a change. But more importantly, by sentencing Trump, the president-elect will finally have the ability to appeal the case. This case is riddled, in my view, with reversible error. The president's right. This was lawfare. It's been denounced not just by CNN's senior legal analyst. It was denounced recently by a Democratic senator who said it was total BS. Many people in the public view it that way. So this will be the final rallying call of lawfare, but he will not have that orange jumpsuit moment that many people had wanted. He will walk out of that courtroom, either physically or virtually, and he will walk into the White House just 10 days later.
But at the same time, though, I mean, isn't Trump going to be, like, isn't this a bad look for Trump right now? Aren't liberals, like, celebrating this? Like, this judge should drop it. Just like, you know, Fani Willis got removed from that case because, wasn't that because the other prosecutor was cheating on his wife with Fani Willis and they were having sex using taxpayer dollars?
So, Professor, legal analysts seem confident that the judge has indicated here that there's not going to be any punishment attached to this sentence when this proceeding happens days from now. Why are people feeling that way? What is that clue or that indicator from the judge?
Well, I did the coverage of the trial, and after the verdict, I said that this was the most likely result, because not just because of the nature of this case, but most defendants in this position as first offenders would get this type of unconditional discharge. But after the president was reelected, it made that all the more likely. If the judge does not impose limits on his freedom or some type of probationary conditions, it basically diffuses the constitutional issues. Part of the problem here, though, is the timing. Why this judge waited so long?
Yeah, very interesting timing. That he would wait just right before Trump's getting elected. Very strange, right? Makes you raise your eyebrows. Makes you say, something don't feel too right on this one.
There's a suggestion in the order that if the president appeals and the sentencing is delayed, that Merchan may just leave this in abeyance to suspend it for 4 years. That would be a perfectly horrific result. It would allow this trial judge in New York to hold a leash on the American president for 4 years. It would allow the media to continually portray him as a convicted person who's awaiting sentencing. But there is that chance that if Trump appeals and it's delayed too much, Merchan may carry out that implied threat.
Yeah, so the lack of that occurring, right, and some finality coming to this on January 10th could then allow Trump to go, get sworn in, go about his business as president of the United States, and then his team elsewhere can fight on that appeals front that you were talking about. I know you've been very vocal that you think that there's ample grounds for appeal on reversible error, so we'll be following all of that in the days to come. Jonathan Turley, thank you so much.
It's just so strange, right? Because remember, this judge, this sick judge, even CNN, I believe, made a video about it, but it was Judge Merchan donated to Biden. Like, how can you be unbiased after you donate to Biden? Judge overseeing cases donated to Biden. It's just strange. It's absolutely strange. Yeah, here we go. He donated money to the Stop Republicans campaign, which, by the way, if you guys, Stop Republicans campaign. You want to see what this judge donated to? Resist the radical Republican agenda. Literally Trump's face on it. So this judge saw this email, I'm assuming, he got an email or a text, saying, oh, donate to the Stop Republicans campaign. Resist the radical Republican agenda. Stop Trump. And the judge said, okay, let me swipe up, donate Apple Pay, put in my credit card information, take my money. I hate Trump. Why else would you support this? Look at this. What is Stop Republicans? It's literally a grassroots funded effort dedicated to resisting the Republican Party and Donald Trump's right-wing legacy. So in the mission statement, it's literally saying where part of it is resisting Donald Trump's right-wing legacy. And this sick judge said, oh yeah, I'm gonna freaking donate to it. What a bozo clown. Bias, bias, bias. Red alert.
Judge overseeing the case against former President Donald Trump is now facing new scrutiny tonight after political donations that he made to Democrats came to light. CNN's Kara Scannell is on the story again for us. Kara, these were very small contributions, but they do raise an important question of potential bias. What are you learning?
Yeah, Alex, that's right. And some allies of the former president are focusing in on that, wanting Judge Juan Merchan, who's overseeing this trial, to recuse himself from this case. So what we learned from federal election records is that the judge had made $35 in donations in July of 2020. Those donations, $15 went to the Biden campaign, $10 went to Progressive Turnout Project, and $10 went to Stop Republicans. Those are two voter turnout groups. And I spoke with a professor of legal ethics, and he says that the American Bar Association and the New York Code of Conduct could suggest that some of these donations are forbidden, but he said it comes nowhere close to grounds for recusal. We asked the court administrators for comment. They're declining to comment on these donations tonight, Alex.
I mean, it's just crazy. Like, how is a judge who publicly or privately, whatever, donated to someone in the case, to stop someone in the case in the past, how are they going to unbiasedly oversee this? I mean, shouldn't that just expose everything about this judge? Let me know your thoughts with this down below.